Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Grace Onye Obodo, currently residing in Spain with my husband and my daughter. If you're new to this channel, you're most welcome. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Ah, now following our last video where the Erasmus Mundus scholar in the house, talked about how he won 3 fully funded scholarships. He shared so many insights and tips. So if you've not watched that video, I would recommend you watch it. The link will be in the description below. So go ahead and watch it. So following that particular video, he promised that he's going to be bringing more insights and sharing some other things with us concerning how to win a scholarship. And one of the videos he promised he's going to share with us, or one of the video he promised he's going to be doing, is how to write a very good award-winning motivational letter, sharing his experience and all of that with his experience. So today he is right here on this channel to fulfill that promise. So I would like you to stay tuned, get your pen, your paper, so you can jot things down, because this section is going to be educative, trust me. So right now, let us allow the scholar do his thing. My thing, our thing, because I'm a scholar by association. You get that? You feel me?
Scholar.
So let's go right into the video for today.
Please, you are welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name is Obodo Jude Chukwebuka. Okay, similar to our last video, I promised I was going to talk about how to write an award-winning motivation letter or personal statement. Okay, and then I got a lot of comments and questions on my DM, both on LinkedIn and on Twitter, and as well as on the comment section of the previous video about my program, Public Health in Disaster, the Erasmus Mundus program, Public Health in Disaster. Please, that program, our program will not be open this year. I can categorically tell you that the program will not be open this year. The program may be open from next year, October. So without wasting much time, you can as well go and check out other programs that are related, such as Euro Public Health, such as evolutionary biology, such as infectious disease and One Health, such as leading vaccinology education program, and so many other programs that may be interesting to you also. Okay, so please that said, let's go straight to the main reason why we are here, which is tips on how to write a very good motivation letter. Now, before you start writing your motivation letter, there is something you need to have in mind. You need to understand that the graduate school of any organization, any university, or any scholarship body have a problem they want to solve. So your first paragraph should be about the statement of problem. I call it statement of problem. You can call it any name. So the statement of problem is a paragraph where you identify a societal problem. It can be a global problem. It can be a national problem. It can as well be a regional problem that you identified. Okay, you can identify this problem using literature, looking at literature. You can identify them from your personal experience too. Okay, this problem is what will motivate you to apply for this program. This problem should be a problem that the program should be able to solve. It's a problem that at the end of your program, you will be able to contribute to the solution of this problem. Do you get?
Yeah.
Now, if you are applying for masters in parasitology, I'm going to be giving you examples using different programs. If you're applying for masters in parasitology, for example, parasites, the study of parasites, okay, you should pay attention to the problems parasites have caused, maybe in Nigeria, maybe in Anambra State, maybe in Africa or maybe in the world. So select some peculiar parasites that has high burden or that has caused a lot of problem. These problems or these parasites or these problems caused by parasites becomes a statement of problem to you. If you're applying for programs such as maybe gender studies, you state problems associated with gender issues in the country, in Nigeria, in Africa, or in the world. You need to state a problem which the program you are coming for is going to solve.
The problem.
Okay, so I call it statement of problem. For those of us in health, you can quote relevant bodies, statistics of relevant bodies. For example, the World Health Organization. You can also quote relevant bodies that are relevant in your area of interest or your area of study. Those of you in accounting, those of you in physical sciences, chemistry, and all that. So there should be a problem in the world or in the society that program is going to solve. Identify them, state them, put relevant authorities and relevant bodies who have confirmed that this problem is a fact. You can also attach to this first paragraph your personal experience that also have motivated you to make application. You may have had issues with road accidents, maybe as a young man, okay? And then you apply for a program that will change policies that will influence the driving speed in developing countries. It can be part of your motivation to apply. The graduate program needs to see people who are really motivated to apply. You need to have a very strong motivation. If you do not get this first paragraph correctly, they are not going to see enough reason to read the other parts of your motivation letter. You need to show them beyond reasonable doubt that there is a serious problem which we are seeing that this program can possibly help you solve or provide solution or contribute to the solution. Okay?
Yeah.
That is the mindset you should have.
Okay.
In my program, for example, public health and disaster, so you're going to come from an area where you see disaster as a big problem globally, regionally, and nationally, even locally. Okay? You post statistics of the number of people who have been affected by disaster and increasing rates of disasters. Okay? These are some of the ways you can tackle your first paragraph. If you're applying for microbiology, you look at microbes that have caused serious problems or aspects of microbiology that is a problem globally. There is a problem in Africa. There is a problem in continents. If you are watching outside, you are watching from outside Africa. Look at problem within your locality. Okay, so please, you should be. Let me just use the word solution oriented or problem oriented. While you are coming from the solution aspect, you should be seeing the solution from the program while you are looking at the problem. You are looking at the problem, but you already seen the solution from the program you are about to apply. That is how to write the first paragraph of your personal statement. Once you get this correct, the graduate program coordinator is going to be interested in reading the other aspects of your work. Please, very important. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, let's talk about the second paragraph. In the second paragraph, you are going to pay attention to the program you are going for, the university you are going for. Write about the reputation of the university, the reputation of the faculty in which the program you are going for is under. Write about the faculty. Write about the program ranking. Write about the university ranking. It is very important. They need to understand that you know the university very well, you know the program. If it is for Erasmus, Erasmus has mobility, what we call mobility. You move from one school to the next school, you move from the next school to the next school for first semester, second semester, third semester, as the case may be. In your motivation letter, you should be able to state categorically where you will do your first semester. Certain programs will tell you that you can choose any of the countries to do your first semester. In my program, for example, you must do your first semester in Spain. It is not up for selection.
Yeah.
But in some programs, they will have like 5 different countries, and they can tell you can start from anyone. I'm using Erasmus Mundus as an example. Okay, so you're going to explain to them the country you choose as your first semester, why you chose that country, why you chose that particular university. Okay, give them reasons why you chose it, and these reasons have to be factual, not fabricated lies that does not have base. So you have to do a lot of research. Okay, now if it's for programs that is not Erasmus Mundus, it is just normal application to one school, maybe in the UK, in US, maybe I'm applying for US graduate school. So you don't need mobility. You just need to talk about the university. You can say University of Michigan, you focus on it. University of Georgia, Georgia State University, you focus on it. Write about their ranking. Okay. Now, after you talk about the university, you move down to talking about some of the course content in the program you are going for. So there is list of course contents in the program you're going for. This content should be content that is going to help you solve the problems that you have stated in your first paragraph. Okay? Somebody who is going for a program such as, let's just say, Masters in Parasitology, okay, and you have stated that malaria is a big problem in your statement of problem, okay, that malaria is a big problem and you have intentions of solving it. In fact, it's part of the reason why you are coming for this program. Now, you should look for a course module within the university that gives you idea on how to solve parasite or plasmodium problems in the world or in Africa, possibly teaching you how to study the molecular nature of parasites to identify targets you get against the plasmodium parasite, thereby helping you develop new target sites to handle parasitic disease such as malaria. So you can just choose a course that is going to give you that skill. Let that course become part of your paragraph 2. That this course is going to teach you this. And this thing is going to teach you, is going to help you solve some of the problem you mentioned earlier. It is very important. Okay. Now, the next thing you should talk about is if there are, lecturers, professors in that department whom you have read their work online, and then you have seen some of the work they've done, and you find it very interesting and very fascinating. You can mention their name there. If you have a supervisor, for those maybe applying to the US and Canada, you already have a supervisor. It is beautiful. If you don't have a supervisor, you can identify someone in that faculty or department who is doing a research you find very interesting, and put his name on that second paragraph. Talk about his research, not just putting his name. You must talk about his research and how his or her research aligns with your background or your future interest. That should also be part of your second paragraph. Okay? Okay. In this second paragraph, you should also talk about, write in details, okay, about maybe let's say a proposed thesis topic that you want to do at the end of your program. A thesis topic that you want to do, you must not do the topic, but they want to have an idea that you have an idea of what you are coming to the program to do. And remember that your proposed thesis topic must be able to have a link to solve the problem you stated in your paragraph 1. They want to see this coherence. Then they know that this person is really serious. It gives the person the courage to move further to read your work. Okay? Now, you're also going to mention in this second paragraph some of the things you can do outside the academic curricula within the university. Okay? Some of the programs you hope to attend, some of the conferences you hope to attend that are in the school. Don't go and mention conferences that does not exist within the confines of your program. Okay? Or programs that will be very difficult for you to attend. So mention some of them. If you feel like you want to join their volleyball team, You can mention it as part of your program. It is encouraged in graduate school. Okay, you want to join the table tennis club, you want to join whatever social club you want to join, is still part of it. Okay, you can mention them in that place. Okay, now at the end of that second paragraph, if it is for Erasmus program, you mention that you are moving from mobility 1 to mobility 2. You tell them your second mobility, why you are going to this second mobility, what you are going to learn there. So for those of us or those of you that are going applying for Erasmus, when you move to the second mobility, you should be able to write out some of the course module that are very important to you. Okay, that is going to help you solve the problem you mentioned earlier. Mention some of the lecturers also in this same second mobility that is going to assist you to solve this problem, the skills you want to gain. So at the end of this second paragraph, you should also state some of the skills you hope to have learned at the end of your mobility if it's for Erasmus. If it's for US schools where you apply to just one university, mention some of the skills you also have gained at the end of your 1 year program, 2 years program, as the case may be. For those in Erasmus program that has internship, this is where you also mention where you want to do your internship.
In second paragraph.
In your second paragraph.
Okay.
So, and why you chose that particular organization to do your internship, and what you hope to gain at the end of that internship. This is where you mention it. This is also where you mention about where you're going to do your last semester. Because in some Erasmus program, you move to about 4 universities. So depending on your mobility, you're going to write your statement of purpose, your motivation letter tailored to the program you're applying. Okay? It is not an issue of one size fits them all. No. Okay?
Okay.
Now, at the end of your second paragraph, you move to the third paragraph. In the third paragraph, you are going to sell yourself. Sell yourself. I repeat, sell yourself. Now, you're going to talk about your undergraduate degree program. What program did you do as an undergraduate? How is that program related to the program you are going for? You're going to state it so that they will understand your eligibility. This is where they are doing the eligibility test. You're going to tell them if you made a first class, this is where you brag about your class of degree. If you made a first class. If you made a 2-1, this is where you brag about your 2-1. Okay? If you didn't make some of these degrees that are some of this class of degrees, you can state that you have a degree in such and so area. At that point, you don't need to state your class of degree. Just state that you have a Bachelor of Science in this area. Do you get?
Yeah.
Now, you can also put some percentage, the percentage in which you rank in your class. Some people rank 5%, first 5% in their class. Some rank 10% in their class. Some rank 20% in their class. Some rank 25% in their classes. This is where you are going to state your ranking in your class. So the general idea there is to sell yourself. After that, you're going to identify some modules in your undergraduate program. Some modules in your undergraduate program, we can call it courses in your undergraduate program, that are very much in line with the program you are going for. Identify them.
Yeah.
If you are going for masters in parasitology, for example, now you can see that you did a lot of, you did parasitology as an undergraduate, you will see that there's a lot of linkage between masters in parasitology and parasitology as a bachelor. That one is quite different. But for somebody who did something like English language and literature undergraduate, and the person is going for gender studies, okay, you see that they are quite different. But if you look at your course model from year 1 to final year, you will discover there is a course, 1 or 2 courses that are very much in line with gender studies for master's program, even for social work, and so many of them. So you'll be able to, when you identify them, you put them that so course model aligns or gives you enough eligibility to go for this program. That is very important. Wow. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I know that most people have done projects in their bachelors. You may say you don't have a research skill and all that, but you have done projects in your final year. If your project is very much aligned with the program you're going for, please by all means state it and state some of the skills you learned from doing that particular project. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, If the project is not aligned with the program you are going for, you just tell them that you have a research skill, that you have carried that research in the past, which you did during your final year, during your bachelor's degree. It is a research skill and it gives you eligibility to come for the next program. You must not have a publication. But if you have a publication, this is also where you state it. I have published so and so number of papers in so and so journals. And these particular publications have given you international recognitions and have exposed you to certain research skills and collaborations in which you think that are very important and will help you in this program you are coming for. If you have skills that are very relevant, maybe you have programming skills, this is where you mention it. I have programming skill in Java, programming skill in Python, programming skill in this. You mention it in this third paragraph. You are selling yourself and you are showing that you are very much eligible for this program. If you have done talk shows, for example, for those of you who are in programs that requires you to do a lot of public speaking, this is where you mention them, even though there is no certificate to show that. You mention them in this area. Okay? If you have gone for conferences that are relevant, you mention it here. If you have done a lot of workshops, okay, you have participated in workshops either as the leader or as a participant, you mention it in this third paragraph. Do you get?
Yes.
Now, if you have done a lot of MOOC, massive open online courses, if you have done a lot of them, even if it's one you've done and you have the certificate, maybe from Coursera, from Udemy, you have done courses that are very, very relevant to the program, please include it there. That you have done online courses on, you mention their names and include them. Okay? So these are some of the things they want to see in your third paragraph.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
Selling yourself. Now, in the final paragraph, which is the fourth paragraph, this is where you are going to tell them what you are going to do with this program when you graduate. It is about your career after graduation. Now, you're going to split this fourth paragraph into 3 phases. The first part should be, what are you going to do immediately upon return, upon graduation from your program? So think about what you're going to do, because the graduate school wants to see people who are going to be useful after the program.
Sure.
Especially when funding is involved.
Yeah.
If there is no funding, I don't think they are much worried. But if they are going to sponsor you, which I believe you want, you should be able to categorically tell them what you're going to do immediately within the first 12 months after the program. You have been given their what? Masters in this, PhD in this. What are you going to do with it within the first 12 months? You're going to state it categorically. Don't just use vague terms. Use achievable terms. So you're going to think deeply before you make your application. You need to do a lot of research. You don't just start and write and then. You need to do a lot of research. What are you going to do after, within the first 12 months of graduation? Now, the second part of this last paragraph is, what are you going to do between the first 1 year and the first 3 years? Within the first 1 year and the first 3 years, we'll call them the median plan. What are you going to do with the certificate? What are you going to do with the skills you've learned? What are you going to do with the knowledge you have gotten from this program? So the last part will be, what are you going to do within the next 5 to 10 years? So that is called the long-term plan. This is where you jump into massive, very gigantic goals that you want to achieve. In the next 10 years, where do you want to be? What will you be doing with the skills you have learned? What will be your career? What will be your future plan in the next 10 years? So look at those big and massive goals that are in line with the program you are about to go. So you have to think deep and far for you to write this last paragraph. Okay? So you pay attention, you do a lot of research, and then you write them down. Okay? And make sure your statement of purpose is error-free. So you can install Grammarly in your desktop, okay, or in your laptop. or in your phone, as the case may be, install the Grammarly, so it will help to correct some grammar errors. Okay, during your writing, your writing should be grammar free. It is very important. Nobody is going to read a statement of purpose with a lot of grammar errors. Okay, please try as much as possible to do corrections. You do corrections by yourself. You still make use of Grammarly. It's an application or a software that can help you to correct grammar. Okay, so by the time you write your personal statement of purpose or motivation letter in this format, you must have done all you needed to do to get your funding. So the difference between Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C will be now after listening to this video, the difference between Mr. A, B, and C will be how you were able to put these ideas I've shared with you into a very well organized, piece of work for submission. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, this will be the difference between someone who has a first class and someone who has a 2-2. If someone who has a 2-2 is able to do this very well, he or she is going to stand more chance of getting the funding than someone with a first class. You get? Even someone with a third class, if he or she will be able to do this, have a lot of detailed personal statements, okay, is going to win the funding easier than someone with a first class or a 2-1. So it is not just about having a very good grade. It's about you making sure that you hit the goals and the aims of the scholarship body or the university that is funding you, or that you intend to fund, that that intends to fund you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, as an additional statement, I want to talk about other packages that you need when you are writing your personal statement. Okay. Please, you need to sit down and then draft this bit by bit. Don't try to rush it. Okay. Say to yourself that you're going to write first paragraph within the next, maybe let's say 2-3 days. Keep on getting your documents, keep on writing them down, keep on writing them down. Even if your personal statement, as you're writing all these things I've said, you can get up to 3 pages, you can get up to 4 pages, and then the scholarship will tell you they only need 1 page, they need 500 words. Don't bother yourself, don't worry yourself. All you have to do is keep on getting the ideas down. Even if it will get up to 5 pages, don't worry yourself. Just keep on getting the ideas, just as I've stated, be getting them one after the other. Now, after you must have gotten all these ideas together, you now take your time to be sorting. Now, when you are cutting, I'm talking about how to cut and compress your voluminous personal statements into the number of words that is needed for that particular program. Some program will tell you they need 300 words.
Yeah.
A normal personal statement should be 500. A normal 1 page should be 500 words. Some will tell you they need 300. Some will tell you they need 450. Some will tell you they just need 1 page. So after you must have written all these ideas down, you first of all get the first paragraph and look at it critically and cut intelligently your first paragraph alone. Don't cut it together with the whole. If you cut first paragraph to fourth paragraph together and you're reducing, you are going to end up having a disjointed and incomplete work. Get your first paragraph, cut intelligently. Say, okay, since they need 500 words, for example, now divide 500 words by 4. You know the number of words each paragraph is going to take. Now you cut some of the. Remember that one of the lengthiest paragraph will be the paragraph where you talk about the program and where you talk about yourself. It's going to be the lengthiest. First paragraph and last paragraph will not be as lengthy as the others. So the lengthiest will be the paragraph where you talk about the program and the paragraph where you talk about yourself. So it's going to be very lengthy. So you're going to, allocate more words to these 2 paragraphs. Okay, so you have to intelligently apply this skill. It is very, very important. Don't take it for granted. Okay, now by the time you finish doing your editing and all that using Grammarly tool and personal editing skill, you should be able to have a very good document. Okay, Now, make sure you follow the link I sent in the that is on the previous video about creating Europa CV. Create your CV and avoid grammatical errors when you're creating CV. Okay, and then some other thing you need to do is to make sure you identify the program deadline as soon as possible, and then submit your application as soon as possible too. Okay, because if you have a deadline, you know what you are working with. It is very important. If you have your deadline, you know, okay, how much time do I have to get this done? And you set time for yourself, so you'll be able to get all the materials you need and submit. Okay. And some other thing, before I forget, please, some people have been asking me too about the English language proficiency stuff. Please, if you are in Nnamdi Azikiwe University or you graduated from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, you can actually apply to get English as a medium of instruction. If you have someone there, you can call the person can assist you to get these documents. Okay.
Okay.
I think the person should be able to make the inquiry and give you the amounts. I don't know for now. Okay. So by the time you make call, the person should go to the office, the exams and record unit, and then the person should be able to see how to go about it. Okay. But the
Okay.
document is important. Just have it. But if you have the money and you have the time to write IELTS, please, by all means, write it. Once you write IELTS, it gives you a lot of open doors. Yeah.
Open doors.
Yes. It gives you a lot of open doors. It gives you opportunities to apply to so many programs. I couldn't apply to so many programs because I did not have IELTS. Yes, I couldn't apply to some programs because they made it compulsory and
Some
mandated.
programs,
Yeah.
because you applied to many programs.
Yes. I applied to many programs. Okay, but some programs I couldn't apply because of IELTS. So please try and get it if you have the funds. If you have the money, please try and get it. If you have the time, please try and prepare and write and get that exam. Okay, and I wish you all the best in your preparation for application for the graduate school. Okay.
Amen.
So and just like promised, I will try and make our time to make a video about how to tackle the interview. Okay, I'll just make out time to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So take care of yourself. Let me hand over to the host herself.
Thank you so much, babe, for this section. It was a very educative and well detailed explanation. You did a
Thank
very
you.
great job, honestly.
very
Thank you so much.
Thank
I myself, I learned a whole lot from this section. It seems like I'll start making applications for
Is
mine.
there what?
Of course. I need to have my own funding now because I want to be EU baby too, like you. Honestly, I really, really appreciate this effort. The effort you put into making this video work.
It's my pleasure.
I'm very grateful. And I'm sure our viewers out there, they have a lot of things to say about this video, being helpful to them.
Please, if you have any question, okay, any question regarding this video, please put it on the comment section. It is very important.
Yeah.
So that once I respond to the question, others who have similar question can easily come there and see it. So there will be no need to repeat the same question over and over again. Okay, please try and put down your questions on the comment section.
Yeah,
okay.
Please.
So wherever I am, I will make out time and go there and read the questions and reply those of them that needs my response. Okay, please. And as promised, I will make sure I make out time to do the video for the interview and also how to write the code email. I'll see if I can do a video on that too.
Okay. So if you found this video very helpful, please do not forget to like, share, comment, and also subscribe. And after subscribing, do not forget to hit on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever a new video drops. We're going to be dropping videos as time goes on, content like this, So we're so glad to have you today on this channel. We hope to see you in our next video. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye.